going to highlight, and then feed us some policy.
Okay. What I've done is provided the audience as well with a couple of examples, one of which is in the packets that have been provided on the tables there. One example is actually that came from Wachovia related to their health coverage program. And Anna talked a little bit more about that, but that's highlighted in our packet. I also provided an example from Costco, which is a well-known organization, business organization, very similar to a Walmart type of organization, business. And what they've done to make sure that their employees can have access to healthcare coverage. And then a third example that I've provided is related to child care. Bank of America, which is who's also a member of our Southern Business Leadership Council, offers subsidies to their employees to help defray the cost of child care for those children up through the age of 13. The types of things that we've included in terms of recommendation areas are 8 key points. It's health coverage and health care, child care, transportation, basic education and life skills, professional development, dependent adult care, employer-sponsored benefits, and public-sponsored benefits. And some of the recommendations that the SBLC are proposing are things such as encouraging employers to offer paid sick, vacation time, paid maternity and paternity leave being offered to these workers to make sure that they don't continue to deal with issues of absenteeism, tardiness, and turnover in this lower wage workforce.
So when's the action plan going to hit the streets, and how do you think it's going to be most helpful in involving those in the business community?
We are slated to release the action plan sometime in the fall of this year. And what we anticipate, or what we would like to see the business community utilize this, and not just the business community, but also government as well, but to take that information that's in the action plan, particularly those suggested strategies for dealing with some of the challenges that their low-wage workers face, and actually applying some of those actions. I've actually begun talking to several employers, a couple in Florida and another in Georgia, about testing out, particularly our strategy of helping their employees link to better professional development, life skills improvement activities, as well as public benefits, which we all know can be tremendously useful for families to help supplement the incomes that they are earning.
Thanks very much. And you're over at Wachovia. You're executive vice president. You are a busy businesswoman. What made you join the Southern Business Leadership Council? I mean, that's a time eater.
That's an easy answer, because initially I joined because Wachovia asked me to. But I really got hooked when I met Sarah Shuptron and Nicole Ravenell and really understood the quality of the work that the Southern Institute was doing, and also the passion of my co-members of the Southern Business Leadership Institute. My commitment in the last 4 years has only deepened as I've both gained a better grasp of the complexity of the issues, but also begun to understand that we can really do something about this. One of the things I love about the action plan that we're developing is the fact that it does address specific steps for the public sector, the private sector, and then proposes public-private partnerships for each and every one of those issues that Nicole outlined.
So could you play this out a little bit more? For you personally, participating in the Southern Business Leadership Council, what has it meant for you as a busy businesswoman taking the time to do this, even though it was something you did initially just because you were asked?
I'll answer that 2 ways. One is how it's impacted me personally, and then how I think it's impacted me as a Wachovian, as we call ourselves. We do. Personally, I think I've finally found the issue that is going to be my quote-unquote calling, if you will, as I think about where I want to devote my volunteer time and my limited philanthropic dollars. This is a place where I think I can make a difference, both as a voice inside the business community to talk about what our responsibilities and opportunities are. And then also, really, in my personal life, I am, as I'm sure you are as well, I won't say surrounded by, but I run into a number of people in my personal life who really look at the issue of low-wage workers out of ignorance. And they believe that the issues that they face come from either incompetence, laziness, or bad decisions. And I am now, because I'm better armed with the facts, thanks to Nicole and others, able to combat that ignorance in a less emotional way than I have in the past. At Wachovia, I think this work has made me a more compassionate leader with individuals who work as my peers and as my employees. I think it's made me more appreciative for the things that we do well, and two of those, just to highlight, we have a very generous paid time off policy and family leave policy. We also have an innovative approach to healthcare cost, which Nicole alluded to, and I'll give you just one sentence on that. Basically, for the last several years, our higher wage employees have absorbed the healthcare cost increases in our plan, which have shielded those increases from affecting lower wage. And
I just heard a wow out in the audience.
It's been amazing because it was put forth and everybody has agreed and does it happily.
The Employment Stability Action Plan. What do you see as its rollout and its impact in the business community? Are you hopeful? Are you scared? What do you think is going to happen when you hit the streets with this activity?
I think you're always scared when you've worked on something for a long time and now you're ready to present it, whether it's to a small group or to the nation. So there's a bit of trepidation, but I'm very hopeful because it absolutely contains actionable steps for businesses to combat what are bottom line issues around tardiness, absenteeism, and turnover.
So let me ask you finally, is it Pollyannish, do you think, or absolutely on target to think that outside this room there are other business leaders like yourself who believe that the nation must reduce poverty and who are willing to join with you or start their own thing? I mean, tell us like it is. I mean, you've been with this community for a while.
Well, I'm very optimistic, and here's really our proof points. We do have 20 business leaders on the Southern Business Leadership Council who have influence at national, state, and local levels, who have, over the last 2 years, devoted literally days of their time to working at a very detailed level on this action plan. In addition, we've had 300 businesses of all sizes who've been willing to devote their time to give us input on the issues that they face and what they think the solutions are. Furthermore, Wachovia is a big company, and I kind of live day to day in that large corporate world, and I'm very proud of what Wachovia has done. Last year, we gave $129 million to charities, but more importantly, our employees logged 700,000 volunteer hours addressing issues important to them and their community, many of which touch on the very topics that we're talking about today. And I say that obviously because I'm proud of the company that I work for, but I don't think we're alone. I really believe that corporate America is waking up to its responsibilities, which were outlined, the opportunities were outlined so well in your opening comments. I think we're waking up to that, and I think we just know that we need to enrich the communities in which we live and work. And so, call me Pollyanna Doss.
There you go.